The invasion of the drones. It was a calm afternoon in SuperChavo's neighborhood. The streets were full of life, with street vendors offering their delicious tacos and families walking under the warm sun of Mexico City. SuperChavo, or Chavo as his friends knew him, was sitting on his flying skateboard, enjoying a break after a week of adventures. Everything seemed peaceful, but he knew that calm wouldn't last long. Something big was about to happen. Just as he was about to take another spin through the neighborhood, his tech wristwatch started to emit an alert signal. What now? He thought as he checked the screen. A flash of information appeared on the device. High-priority alert. Anomalous activity detected downtown. Unauthorized drone presence. Chavo frowned. Drones? That doesn't sound good, he murmured. He knew that the only one with the resources to control a fleet of drones in the city was his arch-nemesis, Techno. This villain, master of stolen technology, had been absent for a while, but Chavo always suspected he would reappear soon. Without wasting time, SuperChavo adjusted his lucky green cap and hopped on his flying skateboard, heading swiftly toward the city center. As he flew over the colorful rooftops of the neighborhood, he could see everyday life below. Kids playing in the streets, elderly people chatting at street corners, and artists painting murals. But something dark was approaching. When he arrived downtown, the sight took his breath away. Hundreds of menacing metallic drones were hovering over the buildings and streets, buzzing like swarms of mechanical insects. The drones flew in formation, spreading chaos wherever they went, intercepting communication signals, paralyzing transportation systems, and creating disorder among the citizens. SuperChavo quickly descended to the Plaza de la Constitution, where a crowd of people was trying to flee from the drones. Don't be afraid. SuperChavo is here, he shouted bravely, trying to calm the people. But he knew himself that it wouldn't be easy. Each drone seemed to be connected to a central network, and he suspected that this network was controlled by Techno, who was surely watching from some secret location. Suddenly, the city's giant screens lit up, showing Techno's cynical face. SuperChavo. I knew you wouldn't take long to show up, said the villain with a malicious laugh. Do you like my new toys? These drones are just the beginning. With them, I will control the entire city. No one can stop me. Chavo clenched his fists. Not while I'm here, Techno, he shouted defiantly. He knew that the only way to stop the drones was to find their control source, but he didn't have much time. The drones were beginning to surround the city's most important buildings, preparing to activate some kind of massive interference. Think, Chavo, think, he told himself as he dodged the attacks of the drones that had detected him. His mind worked at lightning speed. These drones aren't moving on their own. They must be connected to some sort of signal or central node. Concentrating, he used his ability to control technology. He closed his eyes and extended his hand toward one of the drones flying nearby. He tried to connect with its system, trying to find the origin of the signal coordinating them. After a few tense seconds, he managed to penetrate the control network. There you are, Techno, he whispered, pinpointing the villain's exact location, an old abandoned factory on the outskirts of the city. Without wasting any time, SuperChavo jumped back on his skateboard and sped toward the factory. The place was surrounded by drones, but that didn't stop him. He skillfully dodged them, using his enhanced agility and his ability to control the skateboard mentally. Once inside the factory, he found himself face-to-face with Techno, surrounded by monitors and cables, manipulating the drone network from his hideout. This ends here, Techno, SuperChavo exclaimed as he lunged at him. The villain, though surprised by his quick arrival, didn't seem frightened. Do you really think you can stop me, SuperChavo? My drones are everywhere. Even if you stop me, the city is already under my control. But Chavo wasn't intimidated. Using his tech skills, he unleashed an electromagnetic pulse from his golden belt, temporarily disabling the factory's systems. The monitors flickered, and the drones flying outside fell lifeless to the ground. Techno, without his network of support, tried to escape, but SuperChavo quickly stopped him. It's game over for you, Techno, Chavo said, holding the villain as the police arrived at the scene. With the drones deactivated and Techno back in custody, the city returned to normal. SuperChavo flew back to his neighborhood, where he was greeted with applause and gratitude. He knew there would always be threats, but as long as he was around, the peace of the neighborhood was secure. Once again, the neighborhood is safe, he thought as he flew back through the streets he loved so much, preparing for the next adventure.